Hi everyone, my name's Hunter with Midwest Invest Realty Group. Today we're going to be going over how to find the value of a property. So to do this, we're going to be finding the comps of other properties. So a comp is short for comparable. So what you're going to be doing is finding the comparable value of other homes that are for sale or sold in the area. And you're going to use that to evaluate how much your property is worth. So to start off, there's three types of comps. The first type of comp is for sale. So all the properties that are still for sale on the market. You do not want to use this type of comp because of it, it's still for sale and the buyer has not paid that price for it, so you're not actually sure if that house is worth that price because the actual price is what the buyer is willing to pay. So you don't use that. It's always good to keep in mind just to see what other people are listing at, so you know what you're listing yours to see kind of the competitiveness between prices, but it's not what you're going to be using for this. Second is the pending offers. So it's a property which is pending sale, so it's probably going to go through. It's kind of something that you can look at to see what other more recent offers are going with, but it's not what you want to use. Third is the already sold properties. So these are properties where the deal is done, the buyer bought the property, and there's a final price on that. You want about 5-6 of these properties. The more the better, just because that way you can average it out and you're able to find how much the home is worth, and it's a lot more of a realistic number. So there's three things you want to think about when you're looking at other properties. Is first the age of the deal. So first you want the property to be sold within about the last year. The more recent the better, but within the last year will work. Second is the distance. I personally think you want to look in the same neighborhood. Looking in the same neighborhood will give you the best numbers because it's most like the property that you have. But it's also smart to look in the surrounding area because you want to have the whole market in mind when you're doing these values. And then third, and one of the most important, is a similarity in features. So what could that be? I'm going to go over that right now. So first is the type. If you're going to buy a single family home, you want to look only at single family homes, not a duplex, not a triplex, not an apartment, not a condo. You want to look only at single family homes. The next thing you want to compare is the size. So the size of the house, what is the square footage of it? When you're looking at these other houses that have sold, you want to make sure it's within, a couple hundred square feet of the house that you're buying. The closer the better, but you can have some range on that because finding the exact same house that is selling is going to be very hard. So you can have range in all of this. The next thing you want to think about is the year that it was built. So if you have a house that was built in 2000, you can't compare that to a house that was built in 1910. Within, the same era is something you want to look at. The closer the better, as always. Finally, you want to look at the location. So is it a corner lot? Is it a hilltop lot? Is it a lakeside lot? What is the location? Is it in a cul-de-sac? Is it on a busy street? You want to have other houses that are similar to the house that you are investigating. So if you have a waterfront property, you can't really compare it to something that's not waterfront because the water brings value to it. If you're looking at a corner property, it's probably of less value because it's a corner property. If it's on a busy street, the value is probably lower than something that's on a side street. And then just getting a house that's most similar. So if the house, you can't always have everything, but let's say if your house has a pool, you have to think about that in the actual value in the end. If it has what type of AC it has, or any of the other features that you could just really think of. So once you have those 5 properties picked out, there's going to be a simple equation that you do. You're going to find the price per square foot of each of those houses, and then find the average of all of those. Once you have the average, you're going to times that by the square footage of the house that you're trying to find the price of. Once you have that, that's going to be your estimation of how much the house is worth. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, or else check us out on MidwestInvest.com. Thanks for watching.